What is up, Troubler Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news! I'm sure you know by now, but Jake knocked out Ben Askren in round 1, and there was so much stuff that happened with this Triller pay-per-view. It was a train wreck. I'm gonna cover everything. I had sources at the event, like crazy stuff was happening. Pete Davidson, basically said Jake Paul deserves to be in prison in the pay-per-view. That's just surface level stuff. So much more stuff happened. And then, of course, after the fight, I went out, I got statements from Austin McBroom, Bryce Hall, and a bunch of other YouTubers. We're gonna read those. So much stuff. Also, after the fight, for some reason, Deji and Joe Weller just start going at it. Also, the YouTuber EDP445, he got caught for this so many times, right? Messaging ladies underage. And, well, now he got caught in 4K IRL HDR. I mean, this is insane. And then, of course, I told you on last Drum Alert, let us know who you think is going to win this fight between Jake and Ben, and I'll shout out people that predicted it right. We got that for you. But our first story is the YouTuber EDP445. Like I said before, he was caught messaging online underage ladies, all right? Even though he got caught a couple times, his fans still supported him. Like, he has got a very passionate, loyal fan base. I mean, it's just strange to watch. A couple months ago, when EDP445 got caught messaging a 15-year-old girl, he said it was her fault because she had big tatas that were hanging out. Yeah, he said that. Anyhow, there is a YouTube channel known as Chet Goldstein, and they basically go out and catch the peas. You know, they set these peas up online and then have them meet in real life, and when they get there, it's not an underage girl, it's a grown man confronting them for what they said online. Well, they caught EDP445 in real life. Now listen, all the footage isn't out yet. They're still editing it. It's supposed to come out tomorrow. But we have a clip that's looks pretty bad.
What happened? Because she never said she was lonely right here, correct? Yes or no? Correct. Okay. And you did double text here, yes or no? Correct. Knowing, and it said on her profile 13, yes? Correct. Okay. So you initiated a conversation with a 13-year-old knowing she was 13, yes or no? Correct. Okay.
Okay. That's enough for me. Lock him up. Lock him up. And speaking about locking up, these two YouTubers might lock up in the ring. And we are talking about Joe Weller versus Deji. Because after the fight with Jake and Ben Weller last night, they started going at it. Deji tweeted out, "I said it, no way Ben Askren beats Jake Paul." Joe Weller quote tweets him saying, "Suck your mom, you're a P-word, fight Gib, mate." Deji responds with laughing emojis saying, "Who the F is this guy?" And Joe Weller responds by saying, "Try going out in public without your mom and dad, you straight up dork, bruv." This came out of left field last night. I was shocked. Well, Deji reacted today on his YouTube channel. This is what he had to say.
But leave me alone. I don't care. All right, leave me alone. If you actually want to step up and do something, let's spar. All right, I want to make you lose a few teeth. That would be awesome. If you could lose a few teeth, when we spar, I will leave happy. Honestly, if you don't lose any teeth, I'm gonna be sad. Leave me alone. You're weird. Leave me alone. I'm literally done with you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that watch you they're just done with you. You're just a backseat driver. That's what you are. KSI and Jake is the next fight. Shut up. You should have no opinion. Please. You fight like this. My God, you are so moist. How people watch you, I am surprised. You are so moist. If you are a commentator, I'm going to jump you. Simple as that. I will jump you. I don't want to see you in Miami. Please. Bruh, you're so moist.
Unbelievable. Listen, you guys know that I've had many problems with Deji in the past, but you can't deny it. The kid's funny. The kid is funny. All right, let's get on to this main story. This pay-per-view last night was a train wreck. Now, the first Triller event was amazing. I absolutely loved it. This event, train wreck. First of all, the set looked like this. I couldn't tell if these were boxing announcers or if these were aliens in their spaceship getting ready to take over the world. And the camera angles were horrible. Look at this. They had a camera guy on the outside of the ropes. And they filmed the entire thing with like an Instagram filter. Like, it looked horrible. Colleagues tweeted out difference between KSI and Jake Paul. This was filmed like a 2014 YouTube video. He's absolutely right. Okay, look at this. This is KSI versus Logan Paul. This is the pay-per-view last night. Like, what is this? I can't see anything. And on top of it, they had so many musical performances last night, and each artist would come up and sing like 5 songs, not just one, and move on to the fights. Like 5, there was too many. And when Justin Bieber was singing, bro, they had lasers pointed at, they were trying to blind me. The lasers were unbelievable. You could not look at your TV. And guys, obviously Jake Paul won the fight, but Jake Paul had so many problems before the fight. First of all, Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend came out with another boxer. And then Pete Davidson went to go interview Jake in his locker room, interview Ben in the locker room, and Pete Davidson said some wild stuff. Pete Davidson came in and started questioning Jake Paul about the SA allegations against him. It was so wild. In Triller, they like muted that section, but clearly you could tell what Pete Davidson was asking, and it was just this really awkward thing. It was so awkward, and clearly you could tell that Pete Davidson started getting really nervous, like he might get attacked by Jake for asking this question. So then Pete starts like, you know, sucking up to Jake, thanking him for allowing him to be a part of the event, and blah, 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 blah. The whole thing was so awkward, I felt like I was watching an episode of The Office, okay? But then Ben Askren's seen this, and he tweets up, "I dare Pete Davidson, little weasel, but to stop by my locker room for a pre-fight interview." So then Pete Davidson goes to Ben Askren's locker room, and he immediately like apologized to him and just starts talking all kinds of trash about Jake, saying that he's like a bad influencer for the youth and that Jake Paul deserves to be in prison. Okay, so after this happens, right, I get a phone call from my sources that are at the fight, and they're telling me that the fight might be canceled, it might be postponed, and I asked why, and apparently Jake Paul was so mad at what was going on with these questioning and stuff that he was like threatening to like not do the fight. That's what I heard. But obviously it is true that Jake was pretty upset about this because his mom tweeted out that, "Pete Davidson, your disrespect and lies about my son are despicable. You kissed Jake's butt in his locker room, but go into Ben Askren and tell the world that Jake's not a good person, not a good influence on the youth. Nobody likes him. Piece of poo." This is what I'm saying. Pete Davidson went off on Jake Paul at his own event. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, the fight must go on. The fight does go on. And Jake Paul knocks out Ben Askren in round 1. It's a left jab followed by a straight right, and Ben goes out. Now listen, let me give you some context. This whole event was so bad, and it was so quirky, and they had these weird filters and scaffolding and lasers, and dude, it just looked fake. Everything looked fake. In fact, there was a fight before Jake's fight where this dude gets punched in the side, and he acted like he got, you know, punched in the jewels and laid on the ground rolling, and they took him out on a stretcher. Like, he literally faked that. So I must say 100%, I don't blame the fans for thinking this, but rigged started trending on Twitter. Everybody was saying that this was fake. The whole thing was staged, especially after the fight, because Ben Askren is seen here smiling from ear to ear with his wife hugging him. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, it wasn't staged. This was a real fight. This was a real punch. This was a real hit. Ben really did get knocked out. Here is a different camera view. Roll it. You see, it wasn't staged. It was real. And also, after the fight, Ben Askren said that he was going to retire, and you can clearly see that he has a shiner on that left eye. Jake Paul responded by saying, "Who should I retire next?" But listen, let's talk about that. Who is next for Jake Paul? Well, I asked some YouTubers on their thoughts of the fight last night, and we might know. I asked Bryce Hall. He said the knockout was effing insane, didn't even look real. Jake's doing big things. And obviously, Bryce Hall is fighting Austin. I reached out to Austin McBroom. Said it's only right that he joins the YouTube side now for YouTubers versus TikToker event. I agree with Austin. I want to see Jake Paul in the ring, like, immediately. Like, now, again. But if Jake joins the YouTuber versus TikToker event, like, who's he gonna fight? I think Harry Josie, because Harry Josie keeps on hooking up with all Jake's exes. I reached out to him. I said, do you still want to fight Jake? And he says, yeah, of course. Thought he showed himself really well, but he's just picking easy fights and guys that are a lot smaller than him. I'll walk through him. Wow. But listen, Harry isn't the only one trying to get at Jake. So many people are. And I was shocked today when I saw FaZe Temper tweet out saying, let me know if you want to fight someone that will actually fight back, tagging Jake Paul. All of this stuff is just unbelievable. But now let's look at a few of you that believed you knew how this fight was gonna end and called it right, putting your money where your mouth is. Bang, 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 bang. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy all the hard work we do here, make sure you take the time to slap a like on it, and also leave a comment down below who you would like to see Jake Paul fight next. And make sure you guys are subscribed, turn those notifications on, because you guys know as soon as I get the scoop, I'm gonna keep you in the loop.